This was the Iron Man of pro football.
I think Jim Marshall is one of the great overlooked names.
Come on, baby, let it all hang out now.
You got how good you are is how bad you want it. And I believe that. We want it bad.
No player in the history of the game ever played harder, longer than Jim Marshall.
Jim Marshall comes up with a big play of the game.
I don't know if we got enough time to talk about Jim Marshall. Leadership qualities were in spades.
Jim Marshall set the tone for how this franchise goes today.
Captain Jim, everybody looked up to him.
He was the captain. He was the best captain of any team I've ever been before.
Sometimes leadership gets confused with someone who is very vocal.
He led by example. He showed you what had to be done and did it.
He was Iron Man before Iron Man.
He was strong, he was smart, he understood how to motivate people.
And with him being the captain, you just followed suit.
When things were the worst is when he presented himself as the best. He was a special guy. He made me into a better football player because I wanted to play for Jim. I didn't want to let him down.
I studied 30 great linemen at that time, both inside and outside players. And at the end of that, Jim Marshall, in my opinion, was the most natural and best football player of all of them. So I know the difference between good and great. He was great.
We had the Purple People Eaters. They were the foundation of who we are. The leader of the band was Jim Marshall.
If you looked in the dictionary and tried to find the definition of a football player, Jim Marshall's picture would be there.
Jim was gifted. I mean, when he came down the assembly line, they put some special parts on that guy. There's so much more to what Marshall was. My gosh, you talked to Bud. Bud had great admiration for him. And I think if Bud Grant thinks that much of you, you probably belong in the Hall of Fame.
There aren't any great players who do not have durability. You can be a great player, but if you play 8 games a year, you can't be great. Jim never missed a practice, never missed a game.
And we look at Jim and say, well, man, if he can go, I can go. So Jim, more than anything, was inspiration all through my career.
It isn't easy, because there are days where Sunday you get up and you don't know how you're going to do it. He did it forever.
Of course, I know how tough it is to play each and every week, but I feel like what he did as a lineman is amazing.
He is playing his final game at Metropolitan Stadium today. Number 70, the captain of 10 divisional champions and 4 Viking Super Bowl teams, Jim Marshall.
To be able to do something that mostly quarterbacks have done, to play 20 years, defensive lineman, that's a long time.
He made plays to win championships, to win division titles. He went against the best tackles of that era, and he always came out on top.
The first thing the players see when they walk in the building every day is the Jim Marshall Vikings captain's legacy wall. I think it's really important, huge part of our history, and a great way to honor the greatest captain in the history of our organization and one of the best defensive players to ever do it.
He was, if anybody ever has been, the heart and soul of the Minnesota Vikings. It was my high honor to play next to him.
I just hope that I give you as many drills as you can to give me. Jim, thank you.
He was a special player. Many times you're asked about who are the greatest players. As a coach, you can't say who was the best, but there is a category you do have, and that is special. Jim Marshall was special.